All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Able to get up here to the 20-yard gain of the play, and that'll make this a second hit on the first play of the game.
No coach, especially to start the game. What you're hoping is you have one of those tough guys back there that sometimes when they get hit early, gets the juices flowing, and they get right into the game.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Fournette fighting through and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run. And just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Fournette. Room here to run. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. first carry for Ronald Jones. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Over!
Operating from the gun, Blankenship. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on. First down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Mayfield, and incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now let's go!
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Fournette. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and long at the outset of this drive.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Set, blue 90. Blue 90.
On third down, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is fielded inside the 5. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball.
Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And they've got it very deep in enemy territory. It's inside the 5 at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And now it's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the 1st quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Blankenship. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. The give is to Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage. They still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble, but all is well. 1st down. Now Jones. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
All right, now, look at 56.
He'll get it up the middle. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll try to run it in with Jones. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And this one is right through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Detroit!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
The pitch to Fournette. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Here we go now.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Off play action. Blankenship. He's going to rifle one deep left. They've got his man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They give him a gain of 37.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
Leopard! Gun! 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 Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
On first down, Blankenship. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Check, Patriot!
Throwing on first down, Blankenship. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Second and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again. Blankenship. And that is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Blankenship steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. On 4th down, Blankenship. Escaping the pressure right. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at at the 3. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A fourth down gamble turns into a fourth down scramble, but all is well. First down.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
To me, that's a terrific run on first and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Ronald Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10.
Gone, 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 gone.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Gone, gone.
Mayfield now on second down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Mayfield to throw it. Looking deep downfield. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is brought in at the 21. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
All right, here we go.
Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Over. Watch it now, Barney. Hot.
off the play fake. Blankenship. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on 2nd down. Blankenship under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He's going to fight into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by a Keller Witherspoon, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him, and I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills, and that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills, but they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Gone, 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 gone.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Houston. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans are an extra point away from taking the lead. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the third. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll toss it to Fournette, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check safety. Tight dog.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Dumps it off to Fournette. Pushing his way through. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Gone! All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield on 1st down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36.
Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go. Boom, landed.
A handoff to Fournette. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Gone! Here we go now. Green 39.
3rd and long for Mayfield. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Hard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stuffed the fake, and they take over the ball.
first down carry by Jones. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun, Blankenship. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Jags grab it. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. He's got the hat trick now of rushing touchdowns. Also has his team the advantage.
And I'm looking at it 2 ways here. If I'm on defense, I don't care what they do now. I commit as many people as it takes to slowing him down running the football. Even if they want to hit me over the top on play action, I just don't let him beat me that way anymore. And if I'm him, I'm in the huddle calling the plays myself. I don't care what play call comes in. I tell my quarterback, guess what? You're handing it to me again.
And if I'm the quarterback, I'm saying, okay, that sounds good, right?
Smart quarterback.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
On 1st and 10, Blankenship on the crossing route, complete. That's Fuller. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. On 1st down, Blankenship. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Again to Jones. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Ronald Jones taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run it now out of the gun. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Black 99 Philly, here we go. Now let's go. 319.
2nd down, Mayfield. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
All right, here we go. Green 30.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Now Mayfield on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game-tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Blankenship. And this one is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
On 4th down, Blankenship. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Solomon Thomas in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Fournette on the toss to the right. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
Now Leonard Fournette. And a short gain down to about the 33. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Now Fournette. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. On the handoff, it's Michel. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Watch him now, Barney.
Again, it's Jones. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney.
Off play action. Blankenship. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And now he'll tuck it and run. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And off the upright, and it caroms in. It's good. The kick is good, and that writes a crazy finish to this one. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Houston, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
You